Hello friends, in this video I will discuss about coronary artery disease and its approach in COVID-19 patient. Among all patients who are diagnosed with COVID-19, various studies shows different incidence of coronary artery disease ranging from 4.2% to more than 25%. Coronavirus directly or indirectly affects cardiovascular system. The potential mechanisms may be direct injury from hemodynamic dearrangement, injury due to hypoxemia, inflammatory myocarditis, stress cardiomyopathy, thrombosis due to hypercoagulable state, or systemic inflammation. Clinical impact and mortality has been found greater in those with prior cardiac disease. Before going to management, we have to know how acute coronary artery syndrome is defined. The term ACS, that is acute coronary syndrome, is applied to patients in whom there is suspicion or confirmation of myocardial injury. ACS patients either have ST segment elevation myocardial infarction or non-ST elevation ACS, which includes non-ST elevation myocardial infarction and unstable angina. In clinical settings, myocardial infarction can be classified according to the cause of myocardial ischemia. They are type 1 MI, it is caused by acute atherothrombosis and usually precipitated by atherosclerotic plaque disruption. The next is type 2 MI. This MI is due to mismatch between oxygen supply and demand. With COVID-19 infection, the majority of MIs are type 2 and related to primary infection, hemodynamic and respiratory rearrangement. Then coming to clinical manifestations, majority of the patients presenting with symptoms suggestive of COVID-19 will not have signs or symptoms of CAD. Patients may have tachycardia with or without palpitations. In patients with COVID-19 disease, the clinical manifestations of acute CAD are likely similar to those without the COVID-19 disease. And the assessment of COVID-19 status in the patient of ACS. ACS patients with unknown COVID-19 status are treated as potential COVID-19 patient because the spread during intubation or resuscitation may be possible. Testing for COVID-19 is recommended for non-ST elevation MI patients who are stable prior to treatment or catheterization. Then coming to diagnosis and differential diagnosis. The diagnosis of ST elevation requires the following. The patient should have chest pain or anginal equivalent symptoms and ECG characteristics of ST elevation in at least 2 contiguous leads. But during the pandemic, alternative causes of myocardial injury are important to consider, such as stress cardiomyopathy or myocarditis. Then coming to main part of the video, that is management of ACS in COVID-19. In patients who are critically ill due to COVID-19 infection, the decision to reperfuse or not should be managed on a case-by-case basis. First, we will see approach to ST elevation MI. For patients with ST elevation who are negative for COVID-19, management include usual approach by primary PCI. For confirmed cases or COVID-19 status under investigation in patients with ST elevation MI, there are 2 important early management questions. First, does the patient have life-threatening or critical condition such as respiratory failure from COVID-19, which makes them less ideal for reperfusion? And the second question is, during the pandemic, should fibrinolytic therapy used more liberally as a choice for early reperfusion? With regard to first issue, the harm associated with reperfusion therapy may exceed the anticipated gain in the COVID-19 patient. And for the second question, we already know that PCI is generally preferred to fibrinolytic therapy. Some experts have raised the possibility that the more liberal use of fibrinolytic therapy may be necessary due to resource utilization and risk of viral exposure to healthcare providers. But some experts also suggest to go directly for PCI, since the majority of patients receiving fibrinolytic therapy will still require coronary angiography at some point during hospitalization as a part of rescue strategy for fibrinolysis failure. Furthermore, some patients may have risk of bleeding from fibrinolysis, specifically intracranial hemorrhage in setting of myocarditis. So, some settings continue to prefer PCI as a reperfusion strategy. However, the decision must be considered in context of the availability of resources within the system, as well as important patient factors including age, infarct location, and duration of symptoms, as well as bleeding risk should also be considered. Irrespective of the initial reperfusion strategy, all ST elevation MI patients should be given early aspirin, P2Y12 inhibitors, and anticoagulation. One should also administer high dose of statin as soon as possible after the diagnosis. Then approach to non-ST elevation MI. Urgent catheterization on non-ST elevation patients is needed for reasons such as ongoing evidence of myocardial ischemia. Example, repetitive episodes of angina, ventricular arrhythmias, or heart failure. In the setup of resource limitation during COVID-19 pandemic, any decision to proceed with an invasive strategy should take into account current healthcare resources. So friends, this was all about CAD in COVID-19. I hope you like the content. I will post more about COVID-19 in further videos. Till then, share this video among all healthcare workers. Thank you.